A lot of times we go through things, and while we're going through it, we can't really understand why we're going through it. Like, why am I going through this? We have these lessons, we have adversity, we have these troubles, and it feels like, man, when it rains, it pours. Like, when one thing happens, another thing follows. How many of y'all feel like that sometimes? How many of y'all feel like, man, when you get hit one time, it's another hit coming, it's another hit coming, it's another hit coming? I want to tell you that your biggest challenges usually come when you are on the brink of something new. Hold on, let me make sure my Wi-Fi set. Let me make sure my Wi-Fi set, because I don't want us to go through no problems, baby. Let me make sure the Wi-Fi good. Let me switch, because I have two Wi-Fis that I use. Let me switch. Hold on, because I already feel it. All right. Okay. All right. I had to switch the Wi-Fi. Okay. So, like I was saying, a lot of times your biggest challenges happen when you are on the brink of something new. And the reason why, and I had a moment last night where I was breaking this down. I was feeling a little bit of anxiety, and I had to break this down, and I was using neuroscience to break this down, right? So the neuroscience literally said that once you start interacting with that new version of yourself, once you start interacting with that new life, you start entertaining new emotions, that's when your old life will start to try to trigger you. And the reason why your old life will start to try to trigger you is because your old life is so used to doing what it's been doing. And your body, which is the very thing that has this muscle memory of this habit, whether that is thinking negatively, whether that is feeling lack, whether that is feeling anxiety, because when you're feeling that anxiety, you're also feeling it in your nervous system. So what I'm trying to tell you is that your body has been hardwired to feel all those things, that the moment that you decide that you're not going to feel that anymore, your body rebels. Your body starts to fight against you. And you have to tame this body. You have to tame this mind. And you may say, well, how do I tame this mind? Well, first of all, the first key is you have to become so conscious of everything that you're doing that you don't go unconscious and that you don't default back to your old self. So what that means is that if you are going to be the version of you that is abundant, if you're going to be the version of you that is successful, you have to get rid of all of the old emotions that made you feel like you weren't going to be successful. You have to get rid of all the emotions that tell you every reason why you shouldn't be successful. You know, and something I was reading yesterday was that these feelings of sadness and depression and anxiety and lack and fear are altered states of being. That means that when you are in those feelings, you are not in the balanced state of being. And when you are out of balance, your heart beats incorrectly. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, sweetie, every time you allow these people, that boyfriend, that friend, that job, that ex, to stress you out, you have your heart beating incorrectly. And every time your heart beats incorrectly, you do that enough times, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get sick. You're going to get disease because you've lived in a position of dis-ease so much that it created disease. And I had to think about that for a second. I was like, you know what? How many times have I allowed myself to overreact in times when I could have just calmly let it go? And a lot of the things that you guys are stressing about are things that have happened already in the past or things that have yet to even happen. It's actually not even real yet, only because you're making it real. A lot of the things that you're stressing about, it's not even real yet. And the only reason why I say yet is because the more you entertain it, the more you feel that fear, the more it does become real. See, but it's not easy to not react to traffic. It's not easy to not react when people are being negative. You know what I'm saying? Is this when the amygdala activates? I had this problem the other day with self-sabotage in my trading. See, the thing with trading, and I like using trading as an example because trading actually has an understanding about life. In order to make money, you have to control your psychology and your emotions. Because guess what? Losing is inevitable. It's your response that's going to determine or dictate whether you're going to get more or not. Because when life hits you in the mouth and you get emotional, or you give up, or you feel like you're not good enough, or you allow doubt to creep in, you're not ready to be successful yet. So how do you control that? It sounds good in theory, but what tools are there? Meditation. Now, you may say, why is meditation important? And meditation is not this thing to just like, oh, like, ooh, you should meditate. No, the reason why you should meditate is because meditation is a practice where you are practicing self-awareness, okay? And the more you practice self-awareness, when you are not meditating, you will be able to bring yourself back to a balanced state. Because when you're meditating, that's what you're doing. You're programming within your system, because meditation, think about it like going into your computer and going into the Control-Alt-Delete section of the computer. You're going into the motherboard. You're going into the storage. You're going into the aspect of the computer that you would have to get into the deep side of it. Okay? So when you do that meditation and you start to practice that, whenever you lose mindfulness and you get out of this present moment, you bring yourself back. Because guess what? The present moment is where you create. When you're in the past, you're not creating. When you're worried about a future event, you're not creating. It's when you are present here now and you're feeling the emotions of what you want to experience now. Also, another thing is that the more that you bring yourself back to center, you're going to notice that in your day-to-day life, whenever you feel yourself becoming negative or feeling anxious, you're going to bring yourself back to center. Because you done practice so many times. Thank you so much, Nazir. Thank you, Jessica, for the gift. You done practice so many times feeling something or going somewhere that you're not supposed to go to in your meditation and bring yourself back, that when it's in your day-to-day life and something comes into your life, you know what I'm saying? There has to be things you have to do in conjunction with meditation, right? Meditation alone isn't. Meditation alone isn't the answer, because when you get out of meditation and you're still reacting to things and you're not being conscious and you're not being mindful, it's not. Because if you're meditating for an hour a day and you're feeling good for that hour, it's not enough. You're right. So you have to pair meditation with the how, the information. And the information is studying neuroscience. The information is studying quantum physics. So when you study quantum physics and you study neuroscience, you start to learn that this is actually rooted in facts. So now when you learn that this is rooted in facts and this is not completely woo-woo, now when you're meditating, you're realizing that this is a science that you're doing. So yes, you have to educate yourself at the same time while you're doing these meditations, because you have to fully immerse yourself in this new life. You can't say, I am wealthy, I am abundant, and you do these meditations and you're wealthy and abundant, and then after you get out of the meditation, you act the same. That's not enough. You have to still do the work when you're unconscious. And what that means is that by monitoring every single thought, so you're doing the work every second of the day. There cannot be a second that a thought passes by and you weren't mindful of it. Because that 1 second that you're not looking, that addiction of that old self is going to come in. You get what I'm saying? You have to realize, like, what helped me to change was to recognize how powerful I am. I hope that helped you, Astro. What helped me to change was to realize how powerful I am, right? So this is something I realized, right? I was dealing with some lack thoughts. Check this out. Let me teach you something. I was dealing with some lack thoughts. right? No matter how wealthy you are, you can still deal with lack thoughts. You can deal with fear, like, oh, I hope this deal go through. I hope this sale go through. I hope this, you know what I'm saying? All these different things, right? Last night, I dealt with a lack thought and I felt the anxiety come up. So what I started to do is I started to immerse myself in meditation music. I started to immerse myself in testimonies of people talking about how it worked for them. The moment that my energy raised up, a bill came to my phone. And I'm like it honestly was so funny because the bill didn't come when I was having lack thoughts. The bill came when this old version of me recognized that I wasn't allowing myself to think lack anymore. Like, I really do not skip over what I'm saying. I know I might not be wording it right, but please do not skip over what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is so powerful right now. The moment that I started to show growth was the moment that life started to hit me in the mouth. It tried to hit me in the mouth. And all I could do was laugh. Because at that moment, I started to understand the game. In that moment, I started to understand what myself was doing to myself. It's like an addiction. You see, the moments that I entertained lack, it's not that I was actually in lack. But my mind, because it's addicted to the guilt and the victim mentality of feeling lack and the fear, it would try to show me as much lack as possible, even if I wasn't in lack. Even if I had everything to cover every single bill that could try to come to me right now. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, not too long ago, I had to pay I paid a $12,000 bill, one swipe. And instead of being able to realize, you know what? Basically what I did was I paid for my mom's veneers. And 12,000, one swipe. And in that moment, because it was a purchase like that, I felt a little lack, like, wow. And the only reason why I felt that lack is because at one point in my life, I couldn't do that. So my old self, the old lack and my old reality tried to haunt me and said, you know what? Do you want to feel broke one more time? Remember that addiction you had to lack? You want to feel that one more time? Remember when your excuse was that you didn't have enough resources, and if you had as much as this person, remember when you felt that? You want to feel that one more time? That's what my old self is doing to me. Even though I just did something so amazing, like I paid for my mom's teeth. And instead of feeling that lack, what I should have done was I just paid for my mom's teeth. And feeling gratitude and abundance within that. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all are allowing yourself to feel lack for things that you are actually covering. You're covering the bill. It's getting paid. It's not like it never gets paid. You feel me? But it's almost like you entertaining that lack puts that pressure for no reason. Instead, the moment that you entertain the abundance, you're going to see more opportunities come into your life. So this is why I'm telling you, you got to learn how to stop reacting to every little thing. Matrix always trying to distract me when you giving these messages. Oh, I already know. Thank you, King Gaza, for the dolphin. Thank you, Unruly Phoenix. You know, it took me some time to learn it. Yesterday, I really saw it. Yesterday, I really saw it. And the reason why I saw it was because the moment that I put myself in a good frequency was the moment that it attacked me. Like, the moment I click the video, boom, it tried to get me. And that's when I realized, whoa, I must really be making my old self uncomfortable for it to get this desperate. I must be really making my old self uncomfortable for it to get this desperate right now. Two versions. And the thing about it is, it's about how are you going to respond? Are you going to respond like your old self? Are you going to respond like your new self? Because every time you respond like your new self, you're going to experience more of those new realities. Something else that came up and something else that they said was, so when that bill comes or when that trigger comes, that is only the echoes of your old life. So I was doing research on it, and it said that bill coming up or whatever, like, you have to think about it, this shit may not even be real. It's just echoes. And I was like, wow, this is echoes of my old life. This is trying to bring up old feelings. And at that point, I made a decision that I was never going to react like that again. From that point on, I realized I was never going to react negatively again. And if I do react, I'm going to bring myself back to center as soon as possible. But really, instead of saying I'm never going to react again, really what it is I'm never going to go unconscious again. Now do you see why being present makes you magnetic? Now do you see why being present makes you magnetic? I'm telling you. The more present you are, the more you're able to create, the more you're able to control your reality. Another thing too is a lot of y'all don't have goals, or you don't have anything that you're envisioning for yourself. So that way, when it's time for you to create, you're not creating. Something else is creating for you because you didn't take the time to create. You didn't take the time to visualize what you want. You didn't take the time to challenge yourself. Is this live saved on Twitch? Yes, this live is on Twitch. This live is on Twitch. You know, like, a lot of y'all don't know, but this is my second time live today. And the reason why this is my second time live today is because every morning I IRL stream on Twitch, me working out, and I give morning motivation. If you guys missed that, click the link in my bio and follow me on Twitch so you guys don't miss that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but how does one stay in the present when things are boring? Things tend to not be boring when you're present and when you're grateful. The reason why is because when you are grateful, you find happiness in the little things. Like right now, there are about 90 people watching me right now live. That's amazing. That almost 100 people are tapped into my message right now. I can't believe that I'm talking into a $5,000 camera. I'm so grateful. How you see, you know that the work is, let me teach you how you know it's working. You know when the work is working, when you look at everything and you feel overwhelmed by how much you have. Do you get what I'm saying? There were times where I was so into the meditation that I would look at everything I have and be like, oh my God, what do I even play with? What do I even use? I have so many tools. What do I do? My gratitude started to raise and rise when I realized I have so many things. I am so abundant. I've been able to get everything that I want that I can't even use everything. Some of y'all have a lot of clothes. You can't even put all your clothes up when they all wash. That's how abundant you are. You see, the more you can find reasons to be abundant, the more you signal to yourself that you are receiving. Because most of the time, when you're grateful, it's usually when you've received something. It's usually thank you. You're usually saying thank you after you receive something. Hey, Xavier. So every time that you tell yourself, thank you, I'm grateful, the body thinks that you have just received something. Do you get me? Another thing I want to tell you is this goal that you have, your money goal. You may say, "Oh, I want to make $10,000 a month." You have to stop thinking that $10,000 a month is a lot. And the reason why is not to be ungrateful. It's for you to realize that it is not something that is above you. Nothing is above you. There's no number you can't reach. There is nothing you can't reach. So nothing is above you. Everything is achievable. So you have to treat it as so. Stop treating things as if it's like walking Mount Everest or climbing Mount Everest. What I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to say, $500,000 a month is not a lot. And the more you practice, 500,000, I make $500,000 a month. That's not a lot. That's not crazy. Get comfortable with saying that. Some of y'all, you don't even feel comfortable with saying it. Let alone, how is it ever supposed to be your life? How is it ever supposed to be your life? And the key to manifesting something in your life, the key to embodying something into your life, the key to creating something into your life, thank you, nothing above. The key to creating something into your life is to become it. So every time you feel uncomfortable to say that you have this or that you are that, you remind yourself that you're not fooling nobody. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not fooling nobody. You're not. Because when you say, I make $500,000 a month, you're like, your whole body tense up. You're not even used to it. And that's why you have to practice. You have to practice this new role. Why do you think when people have big performances at the Grammys, they rehearse? And guess what they rehearse? They rehearse at game speed. Because that's the only way to get better. And did you know that if I mentally rehearse, I'm also still getting better? Do you know why you're still getting better when you're mentally rehearsing? Because you're still firing and wiring the neural circuits within the neural pathways within your brain as if you're physically doing it. So mentally visualize something and mentally practicing something gives you the same type of muscle memory as if you were physically doing it. And the reason why is because your mind does not know the difference. If you give it a strong enough emotion, an elevated emotion, and you feel it deeply within your spirit, the body is not going to know if it's real or not. Because guess what? What is real? Look at the word dream. It has REA in it. Reality, REA in it. Real, REA in it. Realm, REA in it. Is it real? I mean, even in the Matrix, Morpheus says, and I talk about this a lot. Morpheus says, hold on, let me see. Let me read it to you. So this how you know. In the Matrix, Morpheus poses the question, what is real? He explains that if you define real by what you can feel, smell, taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. Do you understand that you can make your brain have these electrical signals without the very thing happening? You can make your brain feel like you just received $1 million without $1 million even entering. Think about it. A lot of you guys are feeling the stress of something that hasn't happened yet. So you're entertaining the electrical signals with your brain. This is real. That's real. So the only thing that is really real, which is you talk about dream, reality, realm. Do you realize that real, dream, reality, and realm, do you realize that all those things exist only in your mind? This realm exists only in your mind. The dream realm exists only in your mind. Reality exists only in your mind. Are you understanding now? But you have to get good at this tool, which is understanding the brain. Understanding the brain is literally the journey of life. Understanding your mind. That's what the whole matrix is about. You break the matrix when you understand and you can control your own mind and your thoughts. Do you understand that? You see, I had a moment where I was like, sometimes you get real sick and tired. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but start changing now before trauma enters your life. Because a lot of times people don't change until it's damn near too late. Until they're already sick. Until they're already in debt. Until they're already broken. Don't wait for life to hit rock bottom for you to say, okay, I'm going to change. Don't wait to get fat to be like, okay, I'm going to work out. Start now while you can. Start now while you can. And you may say, how do I start? The first way that you start is, number one, you have to start learning about the brain and learning about the mind. Neville Goddard is a great person to learn from. Joe Dispenza is a great person to learn from. I like Joe Dispenza because Joe Dispenza talks about the science of it. Joe Dispenza tell you why it worked. Joe Dispenza show you testimonies of people getting up from wheelchairs. Joe Dispenza shows you people healing blindness, healing deafness. Joe Dispenza talks about people healing cancer. At that point, you can't deny it. You know, my mom is a nurse, and I asked her, I said, hey, Mom, is it possible to grow a thyroid back? Let's see, what is a thyroid? Let's look it up so you guys can see. I asked my mom, I said, is it possible to grow a thyroid back? Let me show you what a thyroid is. This is a thyroid. This is a thyroid. All right? Right? I asked my mom, I said, is it possible to grow a thyroid back? She said, no, it's not possible to grow a thyroid back. I said, well, that's interesting because Joe Dispenza has multiple people who have grown thyroids back and have actual proof and x-rays and MRIs to prove it. She says, wow. Some of the things that we think is impossible is only impossible because we think it is. And it's funny because the word impossible literally says, I'm possible. That's the craziest thing about it. It's like a trick. It's only impossible until it isn't. You feel me? So I really hope this makes sense to you. And if you love watching these lives, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube because I post every live replay on there. So make sure you guys click the link in my bio and follow me and subscribe to me on YouTube so you guys can watch it there. You feel me? But yeah, I had a moment. I was like, you know what? Every time, and here's the trick. Every time that you find yourself thinking negative or feeling in lack or the anxiety is coming back, start listening to the things that make you feel better. The moment you start feeling that lack come in, the moment you start feeling that negativity come in, what do? You go open up that book, you go open up one of my videos if you need to, and listen to it again. Find your favorite video of mine that makes you feel unlimited. And every time you feel challenged or triggered, you go to that same video and you replay it. That's how you reprogram yourself. One thing that I've been doing to reprogram myself is I have been pushing myself physically. You see, a lot of y'all may be coming to my Twitch streams and you may be seeing it and you're thinking, man, you know, she's working out hard. She's really trying to get fit. Man, let me tell you something. I'm not working out hard to look good. That's a side effect. I'm working out hard to challenge myself. At times when I feel like I can't, I push through. Every time you feel like you're at your wit's end and you push through, that's when the real work starts to happen. That's when it really starts to work. That's when you really start to see results. And what I start to do is I push myself to the limit and a little bit more, because guess what happens? It starts to give me confidence. It starts to give me deservingness. Some of y'all don't feel deserving enough because maybe you don't do enough. Maybe within your heart, you know you're not seeing your full potential. And that's why you don't feel like you deserve it yet. You feel me? So I don't know who needed to hear that, but that just was facts to me. I'm going to tell you guys the challenge that I'm going to do today. I'm going to tell you guys the challenge that I'm going to do today. And I'm going to do it faster than my last challenge. I am going to drop and post 100 videos. I may even do 150. And I'm going to do it in less than 24 hours. You are about to see what it means to challenge yourself. What you need to do is you need to put out so much volume in what it is that you want to do that success is unreasonable. Does that make sense? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? You need to do so much, volume-wise. You need to put out so much, do so much, that success becomes unreasonable. So you mean to tell me if I put out 100 videos that are good 100 videos, you mean to tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are not going to be successful? I'm not going to see results? You see, for me, I want to make success inevitable. You get what I'm saying? So now, when you push yourself to that limit, number one, you start to feel proud of yourself. Number 2, you challenge yourself. Number 3, you start to build character. And number 4, when it's time for you to meditate and when it's time for you to manifest, you feel deserving of the things that you want. You feel deserving. You get what I'm saying? And another thing I want to say too is, a lot of y'all feel anxiety. Some of it is because you are entertaining fear, and some of it is because you are in the unknown. You see, when you start to enter the unknown, when you start to enter areas of your life that is challenging and you don't know if you're going to make it through, that's the unknown. You have to have enough faith that this tunnel, this pathway that you're going, that you can't see the other side, that it's going to take you somewhere even better than you ever imagined. You get what I'm saying? You can control your anxiety. You have to do the meditations as many times as you have to. The moment it comes up, get into that meditation. I don't care if it's 10 minutes. Every time that you feel that negative feeling, every time that you feel sad, you feel down, you feel lack, get back into it. And get back into the heart. Because the heart is the most abundant frequency. If you can get your heart chakra open, you can be abundant. Your creative energy is also within your heart. This is the most creative center. So I really hope that this is making sense. I need everybody right now. To click the link in my bio and join me on Twitch. Everybody that is on this TikTok live right now, I need you to click the link in my bio and join me on Twitch. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you guys sub up. Even my people on YouTube. Let me put the link. My people on YouTube. I need y'all to go ahead and follow me on Twitch. So that way when I go live, you can get the notification. Because some of y'all don't even know that I be going live. What book did you get? Hold on. I'm about to post it in the live now. All right, YouTube, there you go. There you go. You feel me? What book did you get? That's another thing. Listen, I do not let a moment go by with a negative thought. How do you provide valuable information? The orange cover, I don't know what you're talking about. How do you provide valuable information? What do you mean? I study enough to be able to do that. I study enough to be able to do that. I study more than enough so that way I always have value. And the moment that I feel like I don't have nothing to talk about, I have to go study. I have to go study. How do you stay so focused? I'm not always so focused. It got to a point where not being focused cost me the ability to not see my full potential, that I was like, okay, I got to get to work. I need to, because it gets to a point where you are either facing the bill of regret or you are facing the bill of success. And that bill of regret is way more expensive than the bill for success. And I didn't want to live a life not knowing what I could potentially be. I need to see, like, when people think of my potential, I got to exceed what people think my potential is. You know, something David Goggins says is that when I go to God after he passes away, he wants God to list out everything that he was supposed to do. And then David wants to go to God and there be more than what he was supposed to do. He wants God to be like, okay, you were supposed to be a Navy SEAL, you were supposed to do this, you were supposed to be successful. And then David done overachieved so much that God is like, dang, I knew you were supposed to do this, but this wasn't on the list. And you're right. Your mind is either a weapon or a weakness. You're very right. That is so true. And for me, I refuse to allow it to trap me. I refuse to allow it to hurt me. I needed to become greater than my mind. I needed to control my mind, control my body. I didn't want anything controlling me. I'm not trying to control anything outside of me, but I can control me. Sometimes it's hard to figure out when they think about their self or given opportunity. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You feel me? If you are on Twitch right now, make sure you guys sub up. Make sure you guys sub up. Make sure you guys sub up. You feel me? Yeah, I'm appreciative. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to follow me on Twitch is because there are times when I'm live that you guys don't know because I can't go live on Twitch and TikTok at the same time. You know, so that's another reason why I'm telling y'all that. So make sure you guys follow. All right? Right? You can't control other people's thoughts, only your own. Yep, I'm only trying to control my own too. But you can send love to people. And you can help heal people by sending love to them. That's something else that I've noticed. Joe Dispenza has literally shown how other people has healed other people by meditating and sending love to them. You know what I mean? And I was like, what the? This is blowing my mind. It was genuinely blowing my mind. You know, maybe we can watch some. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll watch some of these clips. And that's what we'll get into. That's what we'll get into, man. Check. All right, make sure y'all can still hear me. EFT tapping and energy transfer through eyes. Eyes are portals. So you have to be careful with looking into people's eyes because eyes are definitely portals. What else can I say? Yeah, so the book that I'm reading right now is called Evolve Your Brain by Joe Dispenza. Let me show y'all what it looked like. The book is called Evolve Your Brain. Evolve Your. He has 4 books. I have all 4. Evolve Your Brain. This is the book. This is the book I just got. And this is what I'm reading. Evolve your brain. From what the bleep do you know? Summary. Evolve Your Brain, The Science of Changing Your Mind, provides a practical guidance on using meditation and mindfulness to rewire the brain and overcome negative patterns. The book explores the science behind the mind-body connection and how our thoughts and emotions can influence our physical health. Wow. Wow. The sound is a bit too low. What about now? What about now? What are your other inspirations other than David and Joe? Tim Grover. Tim Grover is another one of my inspirations. Tim Grover is the trainer of Michael Jordan, and he was training also Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. And he talks a lot about the mindset to be a winner. And it's funny because Tim Grover and David Goggins sound exactly the same. You know? Tim Grover and David Goggins, they sound exactly the same. Somebody said the womb is the center of creation for woman, healing of the womb. That is in the physical world. Okay? You have to remember that the physical world is a physical creation. That's matter. In order to create in general, and to even create something like matter, it starts spiritually and mentally first. Does that make sense? So just because a woman, you could say the same thing from a man. His creation center is his sexual chakra. When in reality, that's just that's the body. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about an energy center. You feel me? So Napoleon Hill is also a good one. Napoleon Hill is a good one. I love his books. We talked about Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza. Neville Goddard is also another one. Neville Goddard was the first one for me. That's really how I got into all of this. Neville Goddard is how I got into all of this. But what I want to do is, I actually want to, I want to actually watch some of this stuff with you guys. All right? I want to watch some of this stuff with you guys. So what we are going to do, I'm trying to see if I want to do this on Twitch. I'm going to just do it on TikTok because I'm already here. I'm going to do it on TikTok because I'm already here. All right. Let's go ahead and let's watch some stuff. This phone, Twitch phone, is about to die too. All right. Let me show you guys something.